friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Leah Simpson. This is Homeschool at Heart, and today we're going to be talking about our morning basket. All right, guys, this is one of my favorite topics actually in homeschool life. We didn't discover morning basket until about 3 years ago. I think this is our third year. It might be our fourth year. I'm not sure. Of doing morning basket, and it was a game changer for us. I am not saying that it is going to be a game changer for every person, but for my family, it really helped us a lot to get out of a homeschool rut that we were in. We were just really bored with just doing the day-to-day things, and I really felt like we needed to add some truth, beauty, and goodness into our mornings and time together, and that was exactly what happened with Morning Basket. So I'm going to tell you guys what I use in my morning basket but before I do that, let me just tell you that my children are older. So I have an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, and an almost 12-year-old, and they can sit for longer than a 5-year-old could. So anyway, I just want to preface that we spend probably about an hour and a half doing our, we call it morning time, in our homeschool, and we start at 9 and go until about 10:30. Then usually if we end at 10:30, I will do history or science, whichever day we are on, and then we'll do lunch, and then they'll do their independent things after lunchtime is over, which a lot of those things are not actually independent. I have to work with each student as we go, but there are things they can complete independently. So I don't, if you are starting out with kindergarten or first grade, just be aware that your morning time will probably not look like mine, and that is fine. We have been doing this for a few years now. So the very first thing that we start with is a devotion. So right now we are doing My Brother's Keeper, which is by Not Consumed. And guys, this is so good. It is very convicting, even to me as an adult with adult siblings, okay? This is the parent guide, so it has a lot of lines on it. But there's also, this one is the primary guide. And let me show you what Charlotte's looks like. I can get to a page that she drew in. So there's a lot of little boxes where you can draw things in. They can write in them if they are able to or would like to. I'm not forcing that on her. So, and then this is the junior guide. So Ellie's junior guide, and then that's what it looks like in there. So it has a few more lines, but not anything as much as the adult guide would be. But I like that they have different levels, but we're all learning the same thing. So I will kind of pick and choose which things I read from. Sometimes I'll read from the junior guide, and sometimes I'll read from the parent guide. Charlotte is able to like follow along with all of the other things, but she's not quite at the same reading and writing level as my big kids because she's 2 years younger than my middle. But I really like that this kind of meets them where they are. But you could definitely just buy one of them and just talk about things if you didn't want to do all of the writing prompts that are in here. After that, we do multiplication practice. So sometimes that looks like we will play multiplication music. So I have both the MP3s from Good and the Beautiful, and I have this Yodo card, which is upside down. This Yodo card. This is Ladybird, I'm Ready for Maths Times Tables, and we have a few Yodo minis in our house. And I will be doing an upcoming video about the Yodo player. I did have somebody ask about it, but I'll leave my link for 10% off of the Yodo player in the description box, but we love this. We use this all the time for homeschool. This one is Charlotte's, and I bought this fancy carrying case and all of that jazz from Etsy, but the player itself is just really helpful. Plays music and audiobooks, but only with these cards or whatever content you put on it. It's not connected to the internet. So we enjoy that. So we're using that for times tables, and then we're also alternating with flashcards, and we'll be using some timed tests coming up here. I probably wouldn't do these with my youngest, except that she loves math, so she's going to be doing these too, but I really think that the multiplication tables are really important, so we are spending some time on that. So the next thing that we do every day is that we do a little bit of Spanish, and we are using TalkBox Mom, which I will also link for you in the description box. Let's see, go to my boxes. So what this is that it's an app that you can use on your phone that has phrases that you would actually use in real life. I really believe in this program, guys. It's really great. So right now we are working through the first box. We are on row 4 these days. So let's see if I can get it to focus. Looks like this. So you could choose which things you want to do and talk about. So if there's like stuff that you are never going to say, like if you're never going to talk about the kiwi, then don't learn the kiwi. But this is talking all about food. You start out with food, and then you move on to like the bathroom and the kitchen, and the like. It tells you the el coco. So it's got a native speaker that's telling you how to say the phrases, how to say the words, and then you can go along at your own pace. If you're slow like we are, then it will take you a long time to complete the program, but you could do 1 box per month if you really wanted to get through it really fast. We are taking our time. So I have seen people use it as their foreign language course. We are just trying to learn Spanish to talk to our neighbors. So we do about 10 minutes of that, and that's as much as my kids really want to do. And then we'll move on to our other daily tasks, which brings me to this on this day book. Guys, this is so fun. We got this on Amazon. I will link it below, but it has what happened in history on each day. It looks like this. So it will tell you some historical things. It tells you some pop culture things, some sports stuff, some history stuff, things about who was born on that day. Sometimes it's like actors and actresses, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's historical figures, things like that. Here's one. Venus Williams, American tennis player, one of the sport's greatest players. She has won 4 Olympic golds and 7 Grand Slam singles titles. So things like that, along with, you know, London was bombed on June 13th, 1944. Things like that. So it's really fun. My kids really are enjoying that. We also do sing a song of seasons every day. So what this is a nature poem for every day of the year. I think learning how to read poetry is also a really important skill for kids to have, and a couple of my kids have, well, one of them I feel like has mastered it. One is right there, and then the other one will be coming up soon working on that, but they all love taking turns reading the poems. And then at the very end, well, we have one thing that we do every day that is like we will rotate. So these are the things that we do every day. Then I'll show you guys what we rotate through. We are doing some read alouds. We have 2 read alouds right now. We're doing The Ogress and the Orphans, which is a really, really fun novel. It's pretty thick though, by Kelly Barnhill. She is the author of The Girl Who Drank the Moon, which I also really love. If you do not love magic, then you will probably not love this book, but I haven't come across anything else that would give me pause in sharing thus far. We are 3/4 of the way through it. We should probably finish it in the next 2 weeks, and then we will move on to something else. It may be a biography of some kind. And then we are also listening to the Little House on the Prairie series. This is the Little House in the Big Woods. We are probably also about 3/4 of the way through this. We're listening to it on the Yodo player, but I could also play it on my phone if I wanted to. But my kids enjoy pushing the buttons on the Odo and like being able to adjust the volume themselves. So let me tell you about the things that we kind of rotate through. We have one thing a day that we will do. We do 4-day school weeks, and we have one thing a day that we will do that is different on each day to kind of mix it up a little bit. So on Mondays, we have Mail Time Monday, which is the kids will usually write a letter to a pen pal or a birthday card to somebody or a get well soon card to somebody, things like that. We also have the Writings from the Wild subscription. So once a month we get this. I'm not going to show you the front because my address is on it. But this is a really fun subscription letter, and that one's not open, but here is an opened one so you could see what the beautiful illustration is on it. So it's a letter from an animal, and then they also come with like a little card that you could keep. There's like stats on the animal. It's focusing on my face and not on the picture. Okay, there. And then some fun facts and things like that. And then it does have like a little trading card that you can keep with it. And you can also get like a premium subscription to that, which I don't have, but it has some additional perks. So that is Monday. And then Tuesday, we're trying this out this year. This is the first time I've used anything from Simply Charlotte Mason, but since we're doing early American history, I thought it'd be fun to do a poet study on an early American poet. So this year this semester, I think, maybe. I don't know if it's going to take us the whole year. We'll see. We're doing Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. So what this is there's some information about him, but then there's like a whole collection of his poetry in here. So basically you're just reading a poem a week and getting your kids to talk about the poem with you. So it doesn't take very long. It's not like a really in-depth, like arduous thing. But I also did get this Henry Wadsworth Longfellow book. It's a picture book, so it has all of the same poetry in it, but it has pictures and a little story about him at the beginning. You could, if you had older children, also watch I Heard the Bells, which is going to come out on DVD, I think in December. It came out in the movie theaters last year. It was an excellent movie. My kids saw it. There was nothing wrong with it. It just was kind of long and boring for my littler kids. And so when we started this, they're like, Mom, you're not going to make us watch the Bells movie, are you? No, I'm not going to make them watch it, but I thought it was fascinating, and older children would probably think it's fascinating too, but like a lot of things, it was sad. So, biographical things. So on Wednesdays, we're studying Homer with Simply Charlotte Mason. So it's a picture study. It has a little booklet about his life and all of these beautiful pictures to look at. Let me show you one. Beautiful color pictures on really nice cardstock, and then the booklet also has a little bit about each one inside of it. And then lastly, we do some journaling. So I made these during our Harry Potter school year. We didn't end up using them that year, but we started using them last year. And what my kids do is they'll write something that happened during the week, and then we will decorate with washi tape. They can pick a picture from my camera roll, and we print those on the little photo sticker paper that comes with our photo printer, and it is a Canon Ivy. And I got that one instead of the HP Sprocket just because I felt like the reviews were a little bit better. So I will link all of the things in the description box below, but that is everything that we are doing for morning time. Like I said, it takes us about 90 minutes, sometimes a little bit longer if we decide to make read aloud time go a little bit longer, but that is what we are doing currently for our morning time. Let me know if you guys do morning basket in the comments below, and if you have something really cool that you do with yours, I would love to hear about it. Until next week, I hope you guys are having a great week with your homeschool, and I will talk to you in the next video. So thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you are new with us, this is the part of the video where I will tell a story from my personal life. Sometimes they're funny. I try to make them funny. Lately it's just been something crazy that's going on. So this is somewhat funny, maybe. I don't know, I hope. But we have been doing renovations for the majority of the summer, probably. I don't know. I feel like I continue to talk about it forever and ever and ever. And I'm hoping that someday we'll be done. But one of the things that we did was we bought a bunk bed for 3 kids. So there's 3 bunk beds. It's not stacked. So it's like there's 2 bunk beds and then there's one that kind of goes with the feet in the middle of the 2 bunk beds. And it's gorgeous and I'm excited about it. I love it so much. That thing, guys, well, first let me tell you why we bought the bed. This is in and of itself kind of funny. So we had a day bed with a trundle in there. All 3 of the kids have been in the same room for probably their whole lives, I think. I think we had, maybe one of them was in a pack and play in our office. We have a 3-bedroom house. Our house is actually really small, but now my husband works from home, so there's like not really any chance that we'll ever make that other room into a bedroom, but it also has like the door out to the garage, and it's not, anyway, that's not up to code or whatever, so we don't feel really great about having a kid in a room that has the door out to the garage. Anyway, all of that to say, Charlotte used to have a toddler bed next to the day bed, but the toddler bed broke. And that was like 2 years ago, guys. Since then, she had been sleeping on pillows on the floor. It was already irritating to me, and then about partway through the year last year, she had like woken up in the middle of the night with an earache and said, my ear hurts, and she never does that, okay? So I took her to the doctor thinking it was an ear infection. We needed to take care of it right away. Well, they look in her ear and the doctor's like looking in there and she goes, like flings herself back. There was an ant in my child's ear, guys, an ant from sleeping on the floor. So then I was like, Tim, we have to get the bed. We have to get these kids a bed. They have to be off the ground. I can't do it anymore. So at that time, we didn't actually have the money to do it though. So we had started looking for bunk beds. We also had like very tight quarters in that little tiny room. So it took us a really long time to find the right bed. So we found a bed that fits in the tiny room. It wasn't everything I was hoping for. I was really hoping for like it to have stairs and not a ladder, but we couldn't make it fit in there. We tried measuring for like 100 beds, guys. So I will link the one that we ended up with. We bought it from Amazon. It's a great quality bed. And like adults can lay on it. It will hold up to a 250-pound person on each of the like high up beds. And then I don't know what the bottom bunk will hold, but heavier than 250 pounds. So seems great to me. Anyway, that bunk bed though, good grief. The instructions, not so good. Guys, we put that top bunk together 3 times. I kid you not, 3 times. Because there was like one section of the instructions that didn't have like the pieces labeled. Like all of the pieces had labels, but the instructions did not use the labels in one section. And so we put the thing together wrong twice before we got it right. Let me tell you, we're trying to make this bed so that it's going to hold up our children and not drop them on top of each other, right? Because bunk beds are a little bit scary to me. I've never really dealt with one. And the top one's pretty high. So it was putting it together, guys, was not I felt like it was a rite of passage though. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Anyway, it's all together now. It's great. We let Charlotte choose which bed she wanted because she's the one who's been 2 years without a bed. Of course, she chose the one at the very top. This is also the child. This is also the child that sleepwalks. So we'll see how that pans out. But our plan is to like rotate the beds every month so that they each get a turn on each bed. So I think that's going to work out really well with the kids rotating beds. They're going to enjoy getting to try out each one. Maybe at some point they will land on which one they like the best, and magically the three of them will all agree on which bed should be theirs. We'll see. It's probably never going to happen. That's probably a pipe dream, but a girl can hope. Anyway, my camera battery keeps trying to die, so I'm going to sign off here. I hope you guys are having a great week. I am praying for you, and we'll see you in my next video.